Welcome to my coding project. It is entitled the Sangguniang Kabataan Attendance and Payroll System. This is a console-based application designed to manage the information of a barangay's Sangguniang Kabataan Council. It provides functionalities to input, save, retrieve, and update details about SK members, including the chairman, secretary, treasurer, and kagawad. The system tracks members' attendance, calculates their honorarium based on their services and absences, and generates detailed reports that can be saved to the files for record keeping. The goal is to simplify the administrative tasks involved in managing SK Council information and ensure accurate tracking of member activities. So, without further ado, let's explore the magic behind the screen. Alright, so as you can see, I have here 7 headers, the declaration of the structures, then the variables and functions, the main function, the 5 value returning function, the 7 void function, and 7 functions used in designing. Let's start with the 7 headers. First was for inputting and outputting, for string variables, for file stream, for vector, for clearing out the screen, and last for coloring the text. Here's the declaration of the structures for the secretaries and treasurers, for the kagawads, and for each of the barangay. Then, the declaration of the variable together with the functions. Moving on to the int main, in here you will see just a do while loop for all the functions that I will discuss. I will run the program while explaining the code behind it. Let's start with the mabuhay function. Here I call the design function to change the text color to yellow. It will print a welcome graphic to the console using a yellow text. Then print a welcome message to the console using a blue text. Just like what you see here. Next, we will print the menu options to the console. Get user input and store it in a variable name rep. Clear the console screen and return the user input value. So basically, the program have 2 main operations. First is to access the files being created, and the other one was to create a file for a barangay and input the information to it. Let's say, for example, number 1. As you can see in the main function, if rep is equals to 1, option 1 function will be run. In the option 1 function, we have if-else condition, stating that if the function existing files was empty, it will see out no files have been created yet. So as we enter number 1, right there. This part was stored in the function name reply. The reply function will just simply return the value of the variable name reply that will also serve as the value of the function reply. As we go back to the main function, the value of the function reply was initialized to the variable name rep1 used for the do while loop. While we type 1, it will allow us to redo the program or go back to the main menu. Now let's try 2 and start inputting information about a barangay. In the else if part of the main function, it will firstly access the function getBarangayInfo. So getBarangayInfo is a void function that uses the barangay info structure as its parameter. So basically, it will just allow the user to input the needed information about a barangay. Let's start typing. For example, name. I use a function to get the numbers of the kagawad. The getKagawad is a value returning function that will ask the user for the number of a kagawad with a minimum number of 4 and a maximum number of 7. Since it is a do-while loop, it will ask the user to input a valid number again and again until they input a correct one. For example, 3, not valid. 8, not valid. Let's try 4, valid. In the next part, it will ask the user for the SK fund rate. For example, 600,000. In the function, it will automatically compute for its 10% and divide to the number of months and the number of members. The value will be the rate of each member's honorarium that will be automatically shown. Then ask for the fines, 200 and 50. At the end of this part, it will allow the users to have a password for the file of the barangay. For example, 1234567. Now let's have the input info function. In this part, it will ask the user to input the needed information of the secretaries, treasurer, and the kagawads. Let's start with the name. Then the age. At the age part, we were gonna use the getAge function that uses the structure named sec.age. The getAge function have a do-while loop with a if-else condition. In it, it is stated that the age of the member must be in between 18 and 28 years old. Because if not, it will ask the users to repeatedly input a valid age of the member. If they input the correct one, the function will return age. Let's try. Right there. In the next part, the program will compute the deduction and the honorarium of each members automatically. So let's continue inputting. At the end, function reply will be used again. Now let's have the function save to file. The function uses the tree structures as its parameter and uses upstreams that will input data to the file stream of each barangay, wherein each file will have the barangay name as its file name. At this part, we just need to open the file, then close it to successfully input the data to the file stream. Then that's all of the code. Now, let's try to go back to the main menu. As we type 1, Now we can see the list of the file name. And we can select the number of the file. Now, the program will ask for the password of the file. But if you enter the wrong one, it will ask you again and again. But if you enter the right one, then the program will continue. It will automatically show the inputted data on the file selected. And we can check if the data was correct to the file stream. As we open the file, we will now have a two-file stream. One for the list of the files and one for the file of each barangay. Let's open the list. So, only the file name was there. Now the file of the barangay. Let's compare. So right there, the data that we have in the file stream was all the same in the console. And that's all. Now, let's enter program. Type 2. This is the last part with the end greetings of the program.
Thank you for watching. Mabuhay and God bless.